adventurers! Our time is short, so listen close. Your party has done extremely well this bloody day. Your great prowess has allowed you to battle your way into the evil-infested city of Gilhaven. You accomplished your first mission of opening Fortune's Gate. Now I have another mission for you. You must enter the Proving Tower just outside this room and defeat its many tests so you can reach the top. If you can do this, you will be teleported to the Shrine of First Light, which is now the lair of Smoke, a red dragon. Once there, you must engage the red dragon in mortal combat and see the evil destroyed. Another group will arrive there before you, but it is unlikely they will survive the encounter. At the very least, they will cause Smoke to discharge all of her fiery breath attacks, so only her sharp claws and piercing teeth will await you. Good luck, mighty adventurers! Long will the bards sing of your bravery.
This first room, we wanted to get the party the idea that they needed to really work together to get through the dungeon. So we tried to devise a puzzle where everybody kind of had to input a little piece of information, which they all needed to spread out and look at the wall and when it changed to remember the arrows. But basically, you were supposed to use the colored arrows as a orientation on how to slide the key out of the... Like you can see the arrows, like there's, I think it's basically where you start in the middle position, there was only 4 different colors you could go to. There were a total of like 5 different colors of lights, and there was only one color available that had an arrow that direction, and I believe it was a white arrow down, and then you got down to the white arrow down, and then you looked around, and the only way you could move another direction, there was an orange down. And then so basically at every stop there was only one way you could go with an available arrow that's on the wall. So eventually I think for the groups to working together, and I hope it helped set the stage for the rest of the adventure. Okay, new animatronic, the Gargoyle Guy. And you could pick which one of the, basically which energy or which kind of damage type you wanted to face versus him. That's what the different symbols meant. So you could either go with shock, fire, cold, sonic, or acid, kind of depending on if you had some energy resistance of some kind.
Before you now, and it is by your hand that my weapon
in the Goggle Room, if you took electricity, which is not up on the screen anymore, that was one of the choices. There was at least one, maybe 2. We had to take one down. Iron pillars. So if you said you were standing by the iron pillar and he tried to attack you with electricity, you were basically immune to the attack because the iron it was like a lightning rod. It would absorb the attack. So that's how one way you could get around taking any damage. Somebody also. Room 3, the reflecting room, the eyeballs. We originally had a really powerful green laser, but we decided that blinding somebody was probably not a good idea. It looked really cool in the playtest. I didn't mind doing that to the playtesters, but this was really one of those party management puzzles where one person could do it probably faster than the whole group if they didn't cooperate together. So the way I had envisioned it would be solved quickly was that everybody would just, there's exactly 10 of these things, everybody would grab an orb and kind of stand there and like use their arm to kind of simulate where the laser's going. So if they worked quickly, you could try out a bunch of different patterns really quickly without even moving the balls. Everybody just kind of tried to act like they were going to be the mirror. We added some additional numbers to make it a little easier, and I think the solve rate went up a little bit after that. The long Down climb. It was there's really like probably 100 different ways to do it. I just had one in the book, but thought it would be fun to throw a little bit of a physical type challenge in right in the middle of the dungeon, kind of break stuff up, give your brain a little bit of a rest. So, and it was just kind of a fun little room. DMs in here had a tough job. Some of them didn't have help with that board, and they had to slide that board up and down the hall all day. The way this worked was there was some immunities and some help if you had the Celestial set, because it was a Astral Stalker. But basically, he was just trying to, if you didn't damage him, then he would attack you. And hopefully the first group was able to kill him, so the second group didn't even have to mess with it. Ding ding. So set them now. We play tested this last year at during the Golden Ticket, and both three groups got it with like 20 seconds to spare. So I was like, man, this is good of a room to waste. I had to talk them out of doing this during the Golden Ticket run. I couldn't tell them why, but now they probably know why I didn't want them to run this module. So there was some clues in here. If you listen to the soundtrack of the room, Mike and John did. There was an occasional clock tick, 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 just to kind of give you a clue that it had something to do with time. And there were some other clues. Yeah, the success and failure sounds had clock noises too. Just to give you an idea, it was all units of time. But the thing here was that basically these four walls were all groups of units of time. So you had like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock was the first letter of all those things. And then there was January, February, March, that. Then there was the second, all the way up. Yeah, I was really happy when I found out that I could come up with 12 different units of time. It made the puzzle work. That was good. You had to basically do it that way, fill it all in, use the one key, the one that had the numbers on it, to know where to put the other ones. Big room, we have a lot of players, and I thought kind of a spread out puzzle like this would be fun. Those little things I auctioned off, if you had a spyglass and you told the DM you were going to try to look across the chasm, he'd actually hand you one of those, and that way you could look up close. And you could see down below that there are two little small hands, or minute hands, as you might say. Yeah, so basically this is a case where just it's human nature. We put weapons on the walls, we put clocks on there, just so you guys would automatically assume that first minute hands is really minute hands. You guys just assume that. And then the long bow is actually a long bow. That's how it worked. It was just kind of fun. We put the bridge in because bridges are always fun. But basically you needed to go up and give it a long bow. And when you did that, you could see in the reflection on the top that it said Leap of Faith, because there didn't appear to be a way out of the room. So the way to get out was just to jump in the chasm. And if you turn the minute hands, that pillar would change and it would spell loyal upside down.
Another band of brave adventurers have come to meet their doom? Are you the last of the interlopers? I hope not. The first group was but a simple appetizer, and you shall be the main course. But I would very much like a tasty dessert.
He had no ion stone, so all your pluses to hit him was fine. Later on, we made the critical on the 20 about twice the size. I think we did that on Thursday night. Made him a little easier to crit, too. Next year, she becomes the Draco Lich, and things are going to be really cool. It's going to be really awesome, I think. I like it. I really, really like it. Yep. And she's going to be awesome, I think.